Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So, one thing that I've noticed that is a common critique of this space is the fact that I give positive affirmations. You guys know how important subliminal messaging is to me, and so the fact that I call you guys the Pretty Girl Club, I've noticed that people who are not even a part of my core audience literally get upset that I am positively affirming you guys. And I've noticed that sometimes if a woman has insecurities or an inferiority complex about herself, then she feels angry when others are receiving compliments. If you don't believe me, I'm actually going to pull up a couple of threads just as some anecdotal evidence. This person says, "Why do I feel anger when others are receiving compliments? When I hear others get praise, I will often feel anger towards both the person giving and the person receiving the compliment because the compliment wasn't given to me. Like, I really dislike this because I get angry with my friends too, but I feel like I am deserving of compliments and praise more than others. Not sure if this is off topic, but I also dislike when others are getting attention instead of me. How do I fix this?" Somebody said, "Because envy is a natural human flaw." So instead of being envious or angry that there is a YouTube channel that calls women pretty girls, especially a channel that calls the monoracial black women in this community pretty girls, instead of being upset about that, maybe other women should create their own YouTube channels where they positively affirm themselves. And I think that some women are just mad because they spent the past decade ruining their collective image with destructive content creation that actually disaffirms the women of their group. And I also noticed, I saw something online not too long ago where somebody got upset because a content creator in this space said that she is inherently pretty. And she talked about her features making her inherently pretty. And I want to say, I 100% agree that your features, regardless of what they are, your features are a part of what makes you pretty. Just because somebody else, let's say there's a white girl who has blonde hair and blue eyes, and she believes that her blonde hair and her blue eyes and her white skin and her Italian heritage and her pointy nose and whatever makes her inherently pretty. There is nothing wrong with that. I feel like the only people who get upset about another woman finding herself inherently pretty, the only women who get upset about that are women who do not like their own features. Point blank, period. There is no other way that you can get around that. The only women that get mad at women who like their features are the women who don't like their own. And so, you not liking your own features, that is not that white woman's fault. It's not Latino women's fault. It's not Asian women's fault. It's not light skinned black women's fault. It's not women with type 3 hair's fault. And I've noticed that sometimes people with inferiority complexes, they get triggered when they see women who look different than them celebrating themselves. Okay, so this is a culture that I've created on this YouTube channel. I've noticed the other girls have also created this positive culture as well, where we are celebrating ourselves. We're celebrating each other. We are loving ourselves out loud. If you look different than my core audience, or if you somehow feel like you don't fit in, I mean, honestly, I literally have white women who watch my channel. I've got Asian women who watch my channel. I've got unambiguous black women who watch my channel because these women like their features. And so they don't feel like me liking my features is offensive to them. Anytime complimenting yourself or loving yourself is offensive to someone else, they feel offended because they are not bold enough to love themselves out loud. And I've also noticed a pattern where instead of simply celebrating your own maybe unambiguous features or whatever, other women, they'll try to almost pull us into being their representation. So once again, it's that thing where you're begging others to be your representation. You're basically telling people, get your ass back over here on unambiguous YouTube where you belong. You think you're better if you happen to have a light skin tone and you love your light skin tone. And it's like loving your skin tone that is light, it does not automatically equate to you hate somebody that is dark. But I've noticed that if a person has a very negative mindset, basically you have to just 24/7 keep on convincing them, oh no, I like you, oh you're so pretty, in order to convince them that you're not racist. And it's like, I am not going to spend the rest of my life apologizing for who I am, and I'm also not going to feel guilty about loving my features. So this channel promotes all women loving their features. I have pretty much every phenotype on this channel. As far as the women who are subscribed, I can confidently say I do have every phenotype and race. and women from all over the world at this point who subscribe to this channel. So this channel will continuously promote the talking point of loving your features. Yes, that's right. Your racial background, your skin tone, your hair texture, your eye color, your nose shape, regardless of what it is. Yes, those things are a part of your beauty. I'm never apologizing for that. Yes, your features, whatever they are, make you inherently beautiful. Anybody who talks about beauty standards only from the perspective of Hollywood is a person that does not understand psychology. Hollywood and mainstream media in general was not created just to entertain you. Anybody who thinks that Hollywood was only created to entertain people is not very smart. I'm sorry. You're completely not smart if you think that Hollywood only exists to entertain you. Hollywood exists as a form of brainwashing. Hollywood exists and the media exists to influence your subconscious mind. And so it is okay to deduce that beauty standards and beauty is really all about psychology. And so, hell yeah, I think I'm cute. Hell yeah, I think my features make me cute. Hell yeah, I'm going to call my subscribers the Pretty Girl Club. Because anyone who understands how to have confidence and self-esteem and self-love knows that a part of that is thinking that your features are cute. I don't care what your features are. So guess what? If I think my features make me cute and I happen to have a light skin tone and that offends you, then get off the channel. Because you don't understand psychology and you don't understand that confidence or thinking that you're beautiful, that it actually comes from your psychology. It comes from your mindset around beauty and around your own beauty. I feel like the only people who get mad about me calling subscribers pretty are women who don't meet their own internalized beauty standards. And so, but the reason that they create beauty standards in Hollywood is to influence your internalized beauty standards. So all you have to do is choose to not allow that to control your internalized beauty standards. Because if you do, then, they've won. And also, I saw a video by Mayowa's World where she was talking about the girl from Romeo and Juliet, and she was talking about how Black women were kind of disparaging that girl and making it as if she is somehow not pretty or she's somehow not feminine. So that right there is proof that the only women who would get mad that I call us pretty are women who think that they are not pretty. And so someone disliking their own features, that is not my responsibility to fix. That is a mental illness. That is a mental health problem. You do not exist on this earth so that you can hate your natural features or hate how you naturally look. And also, another thing that I was surprised by when it came to that video by Mayowa's World, I was actually surprised that she pulled up 10 or 15 pictures of white people, and she was talking about how, these people are sex symbols or whatever. Did you know that I, as a multiracial Black woman, I didn't know 90% of those pictures that she pulled up? Because that is how detached I am from mainstream media, mainstream Hollywood or whatever, white, I guess white Hollywood, for lack of better words, or white beauty standards. And this is exactly what gives women inferiority complexes in the first place. I'm not necessarily saying that that's what Mayowa was trying to do. She sounded like she was trying to call it out. But I've noticed that part of what gives people inferiority complexes is constantly focusing on, what do white people find pretty? Like, if you're not white, what do white people find pretty? What does Hollywood find pretty? Like, if you're not a part of Hollywood, what does Hollywood find pretty? It's like, I'm sorry, are you in Hollywood? Are you a movie star? Like, what's going on? Does your well-being and your paycheck depend on meeting these Hollywood beauty standards? Because I personally, I don't even keep up with Hollywood's beauty standards enough to even name names and pull up pictures of, like, what's trending in the white community right now. I have no idea what's trending in the white community. Honestly, I have no idea what's trending in the Black community in terms of beauty, which is why when other women would say that we are preferences, I'm dead serious. I had never even viewed myself as that because I was not keeping up with what do Black men think is their preference. And so this is exactly the inferiority complex I'm talking about, and this is where it comes from. It comes from psychological laziness. It comes from having an undisciplined mind. For those of you who have a Christian background, which, if I'm not mistaken, don't a lot of African Americans have a Christian background? Doesn't Christianity teach you to guard your heart? Doesn't Christianity teach you to watch over your mind and not allow just anything into it? because anyone who understands psychology knows that everything and every form of media that you're watching is brainwashing you. You are always being brainwashed, whether it's in a positive direction or a negative direction. And so that's why I call the subscribers on this channel the Pretty Girl Club, because I am working to contribute to women having a positive mindset about themselves and having a positive mindset about their features. And when it comes to my internalized beauty standard, guess who my beauty standard revolves around? It revolves around myself. And I'm not trying to say that beauty standards are created in a vacuum. I think that, yes, you are going to see, what people look like on movies, or, you might see it when you're on Instagram or something like that. But I don't go out of my way to search for, all these pictures and like who's the top actress, who's an up and coming actress, especially if those people do not look like me and do not have my phenotype. No. So I can name about 15 or 20 women who have my phenotype. I can pull them up on the screen easily. And then I can kind of tell you a little bit of things about them, because that's what I focus on. I focus on women who look like how I naturally look. I focus on women who look like me, who are doing well, or who look like me and are considered to be beautiful. I don't really care how pretty the rest of the world thinks that Tia and Tamara or Lori Harvey or Ella Mai or Lauren London or all these people are, because that was never my point. And so I've noticed that some women, they have such an external locus of control when it comes to their internalized beauty mindset, to the point where they literally make other people responsible for fixing their insecurities. And Hollywood was not created to fix your insecurities. Hollywood wasn't created to fix your insecurities. Hollywood was created to make them worse. Hollywood was created to make everybody feel less secure so that they can sell products, for God's sakes. Anybody who has basic knowledge about capitalism and psychology and marketing would understand that Hollywood is like one big giant advertisement for movies, for cosmetic procedures, for, all these different fashions and stuff like that. So why would I get my entire self-esteem and my entire self-worth from an ad, basically? And don't get me wrong, like I said, I know that some people, they enjoy watching movies, or it's inspiring, and I get that. But what people get wrong with their beauty mindset is they do not diversify their beauty mindset. They do not have multiple streams of beauty inspiration. Their only stream of beauty inspiration is white women, or, I don't know, white Hollywood. And then this same group of people will turn around and get mad when I create a source of beauty inspiration for the women that I can relate to. And then they'll say, oh, they're promoting a beauty standard that's different from myself. Well, yeah, genius. That's because you were required to create your own internalized beauty standard. What have you been doing for these past decades that you've been alive? So you've just been looking around at how beautiful everybody else thinks they are, instead of looking in the mirror at yourself or creating some form of beauty for yourself. Or if you care about having a platform, which is normal, then why not create your own platform to showcase your own personal beauty? Who better to represent you than yourself? Also, why are people still begging Hollywood to be their main source of representation? First of all, not only is Hollywood's relevance declining altogether, that's already a bad marketing strategy right there. So if you think that Hollywood is the future of marketing, you know nothing about marketing. So that's number one. Number two, if you are looking for Hollywood to be your only source of beauty marketing, you're always going to be behind, because Hollywood's agenda in general is just to make money. It's to make money, it's to sell products, it's to sell music, it's to sell movies, it's to sell sex, it's to sell certain behaviors. There's a reason why the black music in Hollywood has certain types of lyrics and certain types of personas. All of this stuff is actually a form of brainwashing. People are not idiots. The people who own these record labels and stuff, they know exactly what they're doing. So why are people putting Hollywood on a pedestal? That's number one. Anytime you pedestalize another person or another culture or another industry or another phenotype more than you pedestalize yourself, yeah, you're going to have some problems and you're going to have an inferiority complex. And so what I like to do on this channel is I like to keep myself on the pedestal. And I like for the women who subscribe to this channel to keep themselves on the pedestal. And we talk about hundreds of strategies to do that. One of the ways that I like to do that in this community is to call my subscribers pretty girls. And I'm going to continue to call them pretty. I don't care what they look like. I don't care if other people think that, oh, these women who are on Exoticals United's YouTube channel, oh, they look ugly. They look like regular black women. First of all, that reveals your own internalized inferiority complex, because you think that having common West African black features are somehow ugly. This channel directly opposes that narrative. And so don't get mad at me because I'm doing a better job marketing with 18,000 subscribers than other people have done for 400 years. And I'm never apologizing for it. And I've noticed some people are like, Exoticals United just takes any pretty black woman and she says that they are an exotical. That's not true. I have called unambiguous monoracial dark-skinned black women with African features beautiful on this channel. However, I'm actually not required to do that. You know why? Because this is my channel. And unambiguous mono dark-skinned black women with the broad features and everything, that's not my core audience. That's more so like Chrissy's core audience or maybe Myoa's world or somebody else. So this channel will never center that phenotype or that experience because I personally do not have that experience. So that's number one. And also, what I do is I call out the women that you guys accuse of benefiting from colorism, texturism, and featurism. I call out the exact women that people say, oh, this person's ugly, Ice Spice is basic, she's mediocre, blah, blah, blah. I call out those women and I affirm them and call them pretty. You know why? Because that's my job, okay? So I'm not required to build the confidence and self-esteem of women who are not my core audience. I'm already busy building up my community over here. I'm already busy building up the confidence and self-esteem of the Pretty Girl Club and the girls that, we're already busy building ourselves up and kind of like focusing on pumping each other up. So instead of focusing on our community, you guys can easily build your own online communities where you talk positively about your phenotypes and promote your phenotypes and, kind of strategize and stuff. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. And the reason why we created this channel and all of our channels that we have, at this point, we've got so many girls creating their own channels. Oh, by the way, be sure to subscribe to Mean Exotical. She is hilarious. I love her channel. I just found it on my algorithm yesterday. If you created a channel, you can also comment down below. The way that I shout out channels, it's literally just based on whatever pops up in the algorithm, or if you're a part of the Discord or something and you start one, you can share it in there and then I'll shout it out. But we are working on building ourselves up over here, and we just respond to people who try to come against us. This whole channel and this whole space doesn't focus on that, but we do have the right to defend our beauty. We have the right to have collective promotion. So yes, if I see negative promotion of Ice Spice and people saying that she's somehow not pretty, I think that Ice Spice's West African features are drop dead gorgeous. And yes, I do believe Ice Spice's features are inherently pretty. That's right. Her white passing skin tone, her West African features, her curly red hair. Yes, that combination of features makes her inherently pretty. Just like how with Justine Skye, her chocolate skin tone and her thin nose and her slightly slanted almond eyes and her mid-sized lips and type 3 hair. Those features make her inherently pretty. And who gon' check me? I'm never apologizing for that. And some people are like, Exoticals United is a hypocrite. Like they'll try to name random reasons as to why I'm a hypocrite. I don't care if people think I'm a hypocrite. I'm still here with my hypocritical ass. I'm still making videos. I still have over 500 videos with my hypocritical ass. We still have a whole community with our hypocritical asses. I don't care about being called a hypocrite. I embrace every quality about myself, whether it's a good quality, whether it's a negative quality, whether it's a flaw. I practice radical self-love and I'm very unapologetic about who I am on YouTube. So if I use the wrong terminology or if I say the wrong phrase or if I accidentally make an editing mistake or something, that's not going to make me sad and like get bullied off of YouTube. That's not going to make me quit. I'm always going to be here. Oh, by the way, be sure to follow my backup channel, Exoticals Unfiltered, just in case anything ever happens to this channel. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere. The Pretty Girl Club is here to stay. We have been doing an excellent job at branding ourselves and just kind of like uplifting each other and building each other's confidence and self-esteem. And so we're going to keep on doing that. I'm starting to think that there must not be any unambiguous channels that are doing a good job at building the self-esteem of that community, because I've noticed that they're coming over here and some of them are getting mad that they have to watch my channel and they have to hear me complimenting women who don't look like them as opposed to me centering my content around them. It's not my fault that nobody from the unambiguous community did a good job at building you guys' self-esteem. It's not my fault that people from your own community were convincing you guys that you're not preferences and that, black men don't like you or whatever, and everybody's a colorist, texturist, featurist, and you're at the bottom. That's not my fault. You guys should go talk to those creators that did that to you guys. Anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.